Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Full Court Press. I am your host, Drew Duncan. Do not forget that Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram is all at Drew Duncan 83. Additionally, you can find me on YouTube. Simply look for Drew Duncan. And, of course, the Full Court Press is on Facebook and Instagram as well. The NBA Finals Game 3 is tonight. And there is a plenty circulating about injuries and Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson and Drake and the series being at 1-1 and KD and Klay giving it back to Drake at the end of Game 2. And I mean, has this not been one of the most entertaining NBA Finals in a long time? Is this not fun as hell to watch, man? This is great. This really is fantastic. I'm having a good time watching the NBA Finals for the first time in a while. Right? This is not some Warriors dominating some team that's just not up to snuff. These are two teams who are really going all the way after each other. Even though the play on the court has been, I would say, a little sloppy at times, especially in the first quarter of both games. I would say the other stuff that's happening is actually very entertaining. And I'm not usually a guy that gets in a lot of the outside stuff that's happening. But, man, all this going on with Drake and KD and Klay and Draymond, and, man, that's just funny as hell. I'm having a good time watching that. I really am. I mean, to me, it's almost better than what was going on with Spike Lee. Because you got Drake stuff. I mean, you know, and I'm not saying this kind of stuff didn't happen behind the scenes, but now with cameras just everywhere, obviously on your cell phones, I mean, we're seeing aspects that we had never really seen before. And KD and Dre and Klay and those guys, man, they couldn't wait to give it back to them, you know, and they're having fun. I mean, it's just celebrities having a lot of fun. That's really all it is. These guys know each other. They pal around, you know, and I think that that's something that gets missed. You know, yeah, Drake is on his team side and they're on their side because, you know, obviously they're out there playing the game, you know. But you could see Klay smiling, you know, when it was like, you're lucky that my knee got popped, you know, and all this. I mean, he's just smiling when he says it all. It's all in good fun. It really is. And I love the banter back and forth. I think it's pretty funny. Whereas the game is concerned tonight, look, to me, it's kind of like what I've already said about the first two games. You know, I want to see both teams really slow down in the first quarter. I feel like there's a lot of nervous energy out there. I don't know necessarily what it's about. Maybe it's a different kind of competitive energy that both teams are feeling right now. Maybe there's some true nervous energy. Maybe it's the excitement and the intensity of the crowd, intensity of the crowd and everything that's going on around these two teams right now. I mean, who really knows? You know, but there is some sloppy play, especially in the first quarter. We haven't seen very high scoring first quarter. As a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, I don't think either team has scored better than 30 in the first quarter. And both teams have shot the ball considerably at a low percentage. We're seeing a lot of wide open looks not get made, especially from the Toronto Raptors, which that finally came back to bite them, especially, you know, in that second game, obviously, when they were not able to come away with a victory. Again, you saw some hustle plays that ultimately was what separated the two teams in Game 2. And so I really believe that we're going to see more of the same. Again, I think it's going to be about rotation. I think it's going to be about the coaches and what their game plan is for the game. You know, what personnel they're going to have on the court. I think it's going to once again boil down to that aspect. And, you know, honestly, from an even bigger standpoint, and I made mention of this going into Game 2, Kawhi Leonard, as great as he's been at other facets of the game, getting to the line, playing some good defense, making rebounds, helping out with assists, running the floor, his shooting percentage has been exceptionally low. 2-9 from three-point range in Game 2, only 8-20 shooting overall. He's got to figure out how to knock down some buckets. You make 2-3 more of those buckets, and we're looking at a completely different basketball game. Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant are big factors in this game. Whether some people want to see it that way or not, they are. I don't think that it matters that the Warriors won game 2 without Kevin Durant. I do think that it does kind of matter that they pulled that game away without Klay Thompson, who was playing very well in that basketball game and was doing enough to put his team in a position to where they could have potentially ran away with it, I think, had Klay Thompson been able to finish the game out. So if I'm the Warriors, or at least Warrior fan, I should say, I am concerned of the potential of Klay not being in, who, by the way, up until he got hurt, has never missed a playoff game in his career. So I know I need that toughness on my team. I know I need that leadership on my team. I know I need that added ability to hit a shot from basically anywhere on the floor, especially from behind the arc on my team. And I need him to be at 100%. Because let's be honest, and I've said this a million times over, and I am very much a player's guy. I do believe in resting people until they are 100% ready to play ball again. And Klay Thompson himself said, if there's any pain at all, I am not going in. And I have zero issues with that. And I admire Kawhi Leonard's standpoint of, look, everybody's hurt this time of year. He said that back during the Bucks series when people questioning him and about his knee and all that. And, he said everybody's, hurt this time of year. And he's right. There are a lot of guys who have aches and pains and groans right now this time of year. You're deep, deep, deep into the season. You've been playing basketball since basically September, October. You're tired. You're beat. You're worn. It's been 8 months and your body is begging for a little bit of mercy. And right now, some of these guys are proving how tough they are by showing up and playing. I mean, you had Steph Curry that was basically deemed as being sick or at least under the weather in some capacity in game 2. It's that time of year when we see who the tough guys are, but we also don't want to see people get unconscious and unaware of what their bodies do need, because obviously your playing career is everything. And I'd hate to see a guy get cut down simply because he pushed his body too hard when he shouldn't have. I think tonight the biggest conundrum is who is going to make those hustle plays versus the personnel on the floor. Defensively, nothing has really changed so far between one game to the next for both teams. Offensively, we did see a lot of changes from the Golden State Warriors. And defensively, we saw some changes from them in terms of just their hustle plays. And that was really what that boiled down to. So I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait for game 3 tonight. Obviously, it is going to be in Oakland. So we will see what happens. Who do you have? Let me know down in the comments section. I am Drew Duncan, host of the Full Court Press. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram is all at DrewDuncan83. When you share this post, don't forget to use the hashtag Don't You Dare Touch That Dial. Don't forget to find me on YouTube. Simply look for Drew Duncan. And now we are on Spotify and Spreaker. All you got to do is tell your system, be it Google, Alexa, whomever, to play the Full Court Press by Drew Duncan on Spotify or Spreaker. And as always, don't you dare touch that dial.